100% of the opinion of Nigerians that the economy is doing very, very badly, which means that the presidency needs to go back to the drawing board and find a way to create an inviting environment and a prosperous economy. The labor union demands are valid, they are necessary, and we are standing by the labor union. When the president removed the fuel subsidy, they should have anticipated how difficult the situation will be for Nigerians. They should have anticipated that the cost of livelihood of an average Nigerian will be drastically affected. These are the consequences of removing 400% of fuel subsidy, the consequences of overtaxation of Nigerians that have nothing doing, struggling to meet with daily demands of life, feed themselves, feed their family. You cannot have it all. The policy must have human face. We know that we are coming to this. And there's no way you can fault the labor union for fighting for their comrades, fighting for other Nigerians. When we all go to the same market, we go to the same hospital, our children go to school. These are direct impact on the citizen, direct, not indirect. Now, if you are paying somebody 30,000 or 40,000 or assuming 60,000, what is the cost of the bag of rice in the market today? It's over 80,000. Virtually all the foodstuff have skyrocketed. Virtually everything, including ingredients for family to cook. They cannot afford it. So what do you expect them to do? To go into crime? And you are trying to stop corruption? How will you stop a civil servant from corruption when you deny him means of livelihood? You are not paying him the salary that will take care of his family, take care of health issues, educational issues. We have our servicemen that are protecting Nigeria, safeguarding the territorial integrity of Nigeria in the field, being killed and maimed by non-state actors. What is their allowances? What is their salaries? You have the Nigerian police that virtually buy everything by themselves. They buy their boot, their beret, their uniform. And you want to have a police that will secure the nation. A nation that have over 250 million. You have less than 400,000 policemen. Our armed forces are overstretched. In every state of the federation, they've been deployed to take care of what police are supposed to take care of. What did this government do to the Nigerian police 1 year in office? How many equipment did they provide for the Nigerian police? How many vehicles? How many tear gas? How many gadgets? How many body cameras have they provided for the Nigerian police for them to discharge their duty effectively and efficiently? We live in a country where people can be kidnapped. Like ants, you pack them at the palm of your hands and go away with them. And then we spend trillions in buying soft and hard wares. Are we sincere with ourselves? The government must admit that something is fundamentally wrong, and they must work hard, not shifting blames. When President Buhari came into office, the entire 8 years of President Muhammadu Buhari was shifting blames on the PDP government. We have seen a similar thing happening. This government is shifting blame. We are not the cause of it. We inherited it. Yes, of course you inherited it. You said that you are not complaining. But Nigeria said, no, you don't have to complain. We are complaining. We are the victims. We are the victims. We must admit that our common destiny is our ability to reason together. And the government must understand that they don't have monopoly of knowledge and wisdom. Nigeria is not suffering from resource passes that can drive this country. What we are suffering from is myopic view, patriotism or patronizing your own party platforms, forgetting people who matter that can add value to you. Once elections are over, your responsibility as a government is to look for the best brains that can drive the government, not your party supporters. I heard when the president was addressing the Northern Consultative Forum that he did not go to their various villages to campaign as a Yoruba man, but he campaigned as Bola Ahmed Tinubu. That is a very good statement of a statesman. But then how do you deal with that? with the change of national anthem. Is that a priority of Nigerians, to change the national anthem? The Nigerian creativity of Nigerians, they modernize it, and it's one of the best in the world. If you look at the categorization of national anthems of the country, you see Nigeria is one of the best. What is the fault of the national anthem? Did the national anthem lead to what we are having today? The level of poverty, the low purchasing power of Nigerians, lack of security, bad educational sector, bad health sector, virtually everything is grounded. Was it the national anthem that is responsible for that? The answer is no. It's not the national anthem. It's not our national priority for now. What is priority to Nigerians? How do you reduce the level of poverty, the anarchy, the insecurity that is going on? And that is a fundamental plus the president ought to have taken into consideration. But you cannot go within 48 hours in connivance with the National Assembly to change the national anthem. I believe it was a major fault on the side of the presidency. They have not consulted widely, even though they don't care about consulting people, opinions of people. We, the leaders of political parties, it is our signatures that produce from the president to councillor. So we cannot be seen as nobody. It is our signatures that produce from president to councillor in Nigeria. That is the process. So we are stakeholders. Whether anybody likes it or not, we are stakeholders. We have value to add, and we've been adding value. When we make observation, we also provide solution. We don't just criticize for the sake of criticism. The country belongs to all of us. We will never be part of pulling down the roof. I always repeat this. But the government are free to use their hand to pull down the roof. It is their own roof. What we are doing is to protect the government, protect the system, protect the vulnerable citizens. And the situation is going right now. So we totally disagree with the way and the manner they are going about this. If the president have not removed 400% subsidy, this situation, this labor strike, perhaps wouldn't have happened. It would have happened in a different way. When you go to the market, for instance, those people that are selling fresh drinks, they can no longer afford it because they cannot buy electricity bill. They can't pay for it. So look at how we have gone down within a short period of 1 year. Things are in reverse. They don't want to hear, they don't want to listen, but that is the truth. Posterity will not be kind to us if we refuse to acknowledge that things are not good. On the economic side, they are doing very, very woefully. And we have said this publicly. But officially, we are mentioning, we are in tandem with majority of Nigerians. In all the media stations, all analysts have said it clearly that the economy is performing very badly. Don't forget the fact that this government carried out foreign trips with public funds. They make pronouncements, the spokesman of the government make pronouncements of the benefit of those foreign trips. We are yet to see one. But how many companies have packed out of Nigeria after those foreign trips? How many? We have the statistics that are packed out of Nigeria. So we disagree with that. The electricity tariff, which the president have shown some sort of remorse and directed the tariff to be reduced, there was no compliance. The Electricity Regulatory Agency are still charging Nigerians very, very viciously. The president must look into that and must ensure that those tariffs were reversed, as he mentioned. They are not complying. That shows how lawless the system is. That shows how lawless the institutions of government are. When a president issues a statement, you must comply with it, whether it pleases you or not. After all, how many times did we privatize the energy sector? Those who bought it promised to bring funds and inject into the sector. How much have they brought? At the end of the day, they source the money locally through our local banks, and yet we are paying for it. How callous can we be to our citizens? We shouldn't take the patience of Nigerians for granted. Now, if you look at the survey that was conducted in the entire media houses, the cost of foodstuff how it skyrocketed. Nobody is happy about it. I'm sure the president is not happy. He mentioned it himself. He's not happy about it. But what can you do? I am a farmer. I paid over 200,000 on my farm to prepare my farm just 2 weeks ago. A bag of a fertilizer is 45,000 naira. The best one, 45,000 naira. Tell me how many farmers, our local farmers that produce their own food, how many of them can afford one bag 45,000 naira? And how many bags can they buy to feed their farms? It's practically impossible. And then you declared emergency on food. What is the backup for that declaration? I thought what the president can do is to subsidize the fertilizer, the tractors and what have you. They would have saturated everywhere with tractors in virtually every state of the federation at the subsidized rates. Farmers can go and hire and pay and expand their farmlands. But the reverse is the case. This is not good for the country. Look at the educational sector. It's getting worse day by day in virtually every state of the federation. I've seen a lot of people, giving the dichotomy between the north and the south and the east and what have you. But there's no single state in Nigeria that you can go without seeing children learning under the tree, or without roofed, or without seats. There's no single state in Nigeria, including the richest state, Lagos and Kano. In fact, it's the worst. What happened? We know that the state have abdicated their